Shakisha. How are you? Merry Christmas. Yes. I'm not going to be on here long. I know it's Christmas and people want to be with their families and everything, but did want to come on here briefly. I didn't do much today. How was your Christmas? Hello to whoever else jumped on. Merry Christmas. Oh, I feel you. I feel you. So, yeah, my family, we don't really make a big deal out of the holidays anymore. Like we'll, get together at my mom's house and eat. Setting up baby. I need to be setting up my planners too. But yeah, so we actually had our Christmas meal. What's today? Tuesday? On Sunday. I mean, we didn't even actually sit and eat. Like my mom prepared everything and then packed it up for us, and we just went and picked it up, and that was the gist of that. So we had originally planned on doing like a brunch, but we ended up not doing the brunch. So yeah, we don't make a big deal out of the holidays anymore. And plus, the holidays have become so commercialized that it's just, yeah, I don't get into it like I did when I was younger. I don't expect gifts. I don't purchase a lot of gifts. I'm usually getting something for like my godson. Hey, Marquita. Hi. Welcome. Merry Christmas. Um, but yeah, I don't really get too hype about Christmas like I used to. But the thing I wanted to talk about today, I kind of was like, man, I started this Tuesday Talks thing on a Tuesday, and Christmas is going to be on a Tuesday. Do I really want to go live? But I didn't want to go ahead and stop and take a break in this. This is something that I really want to do every week. And so I decided to still come on. I don't expect a lot of people to come on, but I still wanted to do it. Yeah, I don't get into it like that. Yes, this is our first Christmas season without my grandmother being alive. She passed away in April. And it's kind of strange that I haven't heard anybody mention it in my family that this is our first Christmas without her. My mom hasn't even really talked about it. Um, but I think it's because even as an extended family, we haven't really had the big family celebrations in a long time. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I think it was maybe a little bit harder when her birthday came around, more so than anything. But when I was younger, like we would have these big extended gatherings with extended family and everything. And it just, as people get older, I guess it just kind of dies off. And you hear people say that when you lose the grandparents, then family really don't get together that much anymore. We all got together for Thanksgiving, which was nice. So we rented like a little space and we all had Thanksgiving together, but we didn't really make any plans for Christmas. But for me, I just try to not get too caught up in the whole commercialization of it. I think it's pretty sad that as soon as Halloween is over, you start finding Christmas stuff in the stores. I think that's a bit ridiculous. And I saw somebody posting the other day that they've already seen Valentine's stuff in the store. It's like, can we get to the new year first? Can we even get to the new year before you start putting out the Valentine stuff? So I just think it's a little crazy, and I wasn't on a in a regular teaching job this year. So usually we, teachers and staff usually do the like Secret Santa thing. So I didn't have anything like that to participate in this year. So I didn't really have any gifts to purchase. Like my godson, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really purchased anything for him. One, because he was very naughty this year. And two, I just really didn't have the funds to get, especially what he's wanting. He's all into these video games and he wants a cell phone. And I just don't think that he is, number one, deserving of those things right now because of his behavior and his grades. And two, he's 10, but he's not responsible. He's not responsible enough for those things. So for like the last month or so, he's been trying to make it seem like, oh, Mika, look, I got my grades up. Oh, Mika, look, see, I'm responsible. And see, I can do this and I can do that. But I don't want him to just do it because he knows that he wants a gift. And because he kind of knew that I really wasn't going to be purchasing anything for him, that kid has not called me today. Like, I'm a little offended that he has not called me and said, Merry Christmas, Mika, how you doing? Like, nothing. So I did talk to him briefly yesterday, and normally he's always trying to get over here to be with me. And he has not, hey, Karen, he has not been trying to get over here since he got out for the Christmas break. So I was like, he either remembered that I said I really wasn't getting him anything, or somebody else has really gotten him a bunch of stuff, and that's where his attention is at right now. But it's all good because believe me, once he gets bored with whatever he's doing or with whoever he's with, he'll be calling, trying to come over and hang out over here. And I really wanted to deal with him this first week of Christmas vacation so I can just kind of really chill the next week. But we shall see what happens with that. But I just want to talk to you guys and see what the holidays mean to you. For me, I try, like I said, to really focus on why we celebrate Christmas. And we know that, as Tamara was saying on her video today, we know that Jesus wasn't born on December the 25th. That was the winter solstice, and that's how they started celebrating his birth on that day. And Christmas is really a pagan celebration, but that's just the day that they celebrate his birth. And I was reading some scriptures with my godson a couple of weeks ago about the birth of Jesus. I found a reading plan for this month, and it's all about Jesus's birth. It was amazing. I've been loving that reading plan. And I told him, I said, God is all powerful. He's all powerful, and Jesus could have came here in any way whatsoever. Hey, Sheila's planners, welcome. But he sent him here through a virgin. And I was trying to explain that to my godson without really having the talk with him, because I think his daddy needs to have that talk with him. So when I asked him if he knew what a virgin was, he was like, that means she got divorced. And I was like, no, that's not exactly it. So I was having a hard time trying to get him to understand the importance and the significance of Jesus's birth without having the talk, because I'm not trying to have that talk with him. But anyway, so I was, trying to explain all of that to him, and I said, Jesus could have came in all of his divinity, but he came and was birthed by a virgin, was born in a manger. In all his divinity, he was born in like the lowest of the low, and I just really wanted him to understand the importance of that, and how he came here. And he could have just came as he was, but he came as a child. He could have came in his adult form. He came as a child. He lived and breathed and went through this life like we go through this life, and it was all an example for us and a blessing for us and a gift to us. And I played this song for him, and I love this song. It's called A Baby Changes Everything by Faith Hill. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard that song, but it is all about the birth of Jesus. And it's one of those songs that I have to play every holiday season, not only because it's a beautiful song and the message of the song is beautiful, but because it is an important reminder of what this season is really all about. So if you've never heard the song, go look it up on YouTube, Spotify, whatever. It is a beautiful song. And it's hard for me to even listen to it without really getting emotional and without crying. And so I played that song for him. And he was like, Mika, you're about to make me cry. I was like, I know. He was like, you better not cry. I was like, okay, I won't cry. So I held it in, but we listened to it. Hey, Naive. Um, but I love that song. Another song that I like that really talks about the reason for the season is Mariah Carey's Jesus Born on This Day. That is another one that really, really shows the significance of his birth and his glory. And I listen to those songs every holiday season. And if you haven't heard them, I highly suggest that you go and listen to them. But they help, like I said, remind me of what the real reason is, because we totally get away from that often. We get wrapped up in, okay, I gotta buy this gift, and what am I gonna receive? And I've gotten to the point as I get older, I don't even really have a wish list. I don't even really have stuff that I want. I'm not expecting anything. I don't really ask for anything for Christmas or anything like that. Maybe for my birthday, but not really for Christmas. And I think it was the coffee planner on a chat on a live last week. She was saying how she gets her kids 4 things: something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read. And I thought that was so awesome, because yes, you're giving them gifts, but you're not going overboard with it. And sometimes I feel like people will compensate for the fact that maybe they're not spending the time that they want to spend or the time that they should spend with their children, and then they compensate by purchasing them a lot of things. And you just never want your kids to grow up expecting all the time, because then they don't become appreciative for the things that they truly want. So the question that I have for you guys today is, what do the holidays mean to you? What do they mean to you? How do you celebrate Christmas time with your families? Or do you celebrate Christmas at all? Because some people are not Christians, and some people do not celebrate Christmas. Some people are Jewish and they celebrate Hanukkah. And then some people celebrate Kwanzaa. Family, friends, church, and Kwanzaa. All right, Nali. You know, I've never done the Kwanzaa thing. I've never done it. That would be interesting to do, but and I know a lot of churches, like you said, a lot of people do have like a Christmas service on church, whether it falls on their regular day of worship or not. But I haven't really done church service on Christmas in a long time. I usually do it for New Year's. We used to do this New Year's Mass, New Year's communion a lot at my old church, and so we would do that on the New Year's. Anyone else want to share what the holidays are like for you, or what Christmas really means to you? What the holidays are for you? Because sometimes this time of year can be depressing for people. It could be really sad for people. My church has 2 services on Christmas Eve. Okay, cool. I know that some people do like a Christmas Eve service as well. A lot of Catholic churches do that. They'll have a Christmas Eve mass. And then some other denominations, they'll do that as well, have something on Christmas Eve. I remember when I was younger, and all the churches would have like their little Christmas programs, and all the little kids would be in this little Christmas play about the birth of Jesus, and everybody would have their little script that they would have to read and things like that. I remember doing that as a kid. I don't know, do churches still do that kind of thing? I know I saw a service on TV the other day, but it was a little disturbing because I thought it was a bit much for a church service. I could see it being done like in a school setting, but I thought it was a little bit much for a church setting. So you're Methodist? Okay, cool. Um, but yeah, so I I'm not really attending a particular church at this time, but that's a whole nother topic that I would probably have to do a whole nother live just on that alone. 2 weeks ago. So kids still do the service. That's cool. Make sure y'all. Thank you, Takesha. Yes, ding, ding, ding. Ring that bell. Thanks. Um, Watching Christmas movies with your mom. Yes. I actually pulled out my I have a 20th anniversary DVD of A Christmas Story, which is my favorite Christmas movie ever. Every time I hear somebody say anything else is their favorite Christmas movie, I'm just like, what? What do you mean? So yeah, I pulled that out today and I sat and watched that because I hadn't watched it in a while. So I wanted to do that. And I realized when I looked at the back of the DVD case, that movie came out in 1983. Like, and it's still like one of the best Christmas movies of all time. So yeah. Um, I didn't even see my mother and my father today, to tell you the truth, because we were at their house on Sunday. We didn't go by there today. My plan was if I had my godson, we were going to go on over there so they could see him. But, I spoke to my mom earlier, but we didn't go over there. Watching Black Panther now will be a tradition. Okay, y'all are about to have a fit when I say this, but I have not seen Black Panther. I have not seen that movie at all. Maybe that's what I need to do for the holidays is watch that movie. But yeah, any other traditions that you guys have? I know a lot of people do. It's on Netflix, really? Okay, then I'll have to watch that tonight because I don't have any other plans. So I'll have to watch that tonight. I know when we were younger, we used to do where we would open the one gift on Christmas Eve and then open everything else on Christmas morning. And I know a lot of people still have that tradition too. A lot of people like to bake and do things like that. I don't really go to the movies. The main reason I don't really go to the movies is it's too cold in there for me. I don't like being cold. I hate it. I hate being cold. And so I don't really like going to movies for that reason. And then second, I don't always find a lot of movies that always really interest me to make me want to get up and go to the theater. And then stuff comes so quickly now to DVD and Netflix. Like, I didn't even know Black Panther was on Netflix. So I'm definitely going to have to go and watch that. Yeah. So, what about your favorite Christmas memories? Do you guys have any favorite Christmas memories? I have some. I don't know if I would say they were my favorite, but there's some that are definitely memorable that I will never forget. I remember one year, and this is gonna age me, and some of you probably are so young you probably don't remember this toy. 5-hour nap. See, that's how my naps are. That's why I sometimes don't bother taking naps because I stay asleep. Like it becomes sleep. And then I end up sleeping away my time and when I needed to be doing things. But yeah, one year I had wanted this doll called a baby skates doll. And she had roller skates and she would skate and she was so cute. And that was like this one time in a million that we actually had heavy snow here in San Antonio. And I don't know, it had to be my brothers because I don't think my daddy would have done it. But we had the snow and my poor little baby skates doll, her head was taken off and stuck in the snow to build a snow person. And we had a hard time getting that head back on. Yeah. So I was not happy about that because I really wanted that doll, and I didn't want them ripping her head off. And then another, I don't know if it was that same year or a different year, I had gotten a Barbie convertible car. And the little cars where you pull them, you click them back and then they go. So I got one of those. And my younger brother kept clicking it back, and broke it right there on Christmas Day. Yes. And that was one year that I remember my grandfather was here with us for Christmas that year. I think that was back in 85 or 86, because we don't really get snow in San Antonio at all. It just doesn't happen. Wow. Where are you at that you're getting snow like that? Hey, coffee planner. Merry Christmas. Hey, Tarshell, Merry Christmas. So we're just talking about what the holidays mean to us and some of our favorite holiday memories and things of that nature. You're in Minnesota, so you really get snow. I mean, snow's beautiful, and I don't mind it. But in order to get snow, you have to have cold, and I don't like the cold. And so I'll probably never move away from San Antonio for that reason, because we still get warm weather this time of year. There's times where we're like in the 80s and stuff in November and December. So, yes, it's nice to see snow and make snow people and all that good stuff. But it comes with cold weather, and cold weather is just not my thing. Not my thing at all. So, those of you that just joined us, um, what do the holidays mean to you guys, and how do you usually celebrate the holidays? You have any traditions? It's too quiet in my house. That is too funny. Yeah, I know that feeling. Like when my godson's too quiet, it's like, okay, what are you up to? Because you're too quiet for a reason. I think most parents get like that with kids. They're like, what's going on? I get like that with my older brother because he talks all the time. So if he gets quiet, something's good. Something's up. Eat good food. Yes. We didn't do, I don't know, we had brisket for Christmas. Like I said, I was saying before, we had our Christmas meal on Sunday. And so my dad cooked brisket, and he makes a wonderful brisket. And then my mom made, a few sides because she really didn't want to cook a Christmas meal. So we were supposed to do a brunch so that it would be less stress on her. Um, but no, my daddy wanted to cook a brisket. And so that meant sides had to go with that. Spending time with family and friends, yes. But I didn't really do that today, Darchelle. I'm telling you, I've just been kind of lazing around here all day. Um, so yeah, we had brisket. My mom made some dressing and baked mac and cheese, and what else did we have? Greens. I think that was it. And she made two types of dressing because my dad eats just about everything. And so she made the traditional dressing with the gizzards and all that stuff. But my mom, myself, and my brothers primarily eat vegetarian. And so she made us a vegetarian dressing. But my daddy still likes it with the gizzards and all of that. I cooked a plain relish here because we didn't have a lot of gizzards. Cool. Well, then that saved you from doing a lot of work. Yeah, I was just kind of lazing around most of the day as well. I got up and washing my hair and deep conditioned my hair, and I need to go get my ends clipped really bad really soon. Um, but that's what I did most of the day was spent some time dealing with my hair, and then I watched a Christmas story, and I was watching a few videos here and there on YouTube, but that was about it. Ooh, wow. I didn't take a nap. I started to take a nap. But like I was saying, I leave my naps become just sleep, and then I'm just like out. So, and I knew there were things I needed to do, like prepare for this live tonight. So I didn't bother taking a nap. No. I know we've been trying to do like different types of meals for Christmas. One year we did well, actually, 2 years we've done Mexican. The first time we did that, we had enchiladas, rice, and beans, um, and chocolate cake for dessert. Now, my mom makes the best enchiladas. I live in San Antonio where there's Mexican food on every corner. And there's not a place in San Antonio that has better enchiladas than my mom's enchiladas. There's only one place that comes close, and that's Paloma Blanca. So if you're ever in San Antonio, that's some of the best Mexican food here. And so yeah, so that year we did enchiladas, rice and beans, and then I think it's been about 2 years now. We did Mexican again. We did enchiladas, tamales, rice and beans, and then I think that year we had coconut cake. We wanted to make a cake this year to go with the meal, but we ended up not getting everything that we needed in time at the store. So we just bought a cake from Sam's. We bought an Italian cream cake from Sam's. And my brother was saying, for what we're paying for this cake, we could make several. I'm like, yeah, I know, but we're either gonna go get the stuff, make a cake, or we're gonna just buy this one and call it a day. So that's what we did. We just went to Sam's and bought a cake. So I was telling my mom before that I kind of enjoy not having the traditional meal every Christmas. And so I think we should just kind of do something different every now and then. So I would like for one year for us to do like Thai food, another year do like Mediterranean food, just change it up because once you've had that heavy meal for Thanksgiving, and most families have a big heavy meal for Thanksgiving, and then you turn around and have the same thing for Christmas, it kind of gets a little monotonous and boring, and I'm quick to get bored with food. Two small hens. Oh, you didn't like the hens? The Cornish hens? You have to be careful when you cook those because they can dry out like really quickly. But I like Cornish hens. I mean, they don't really have any flavor. You got to flavor them really well. But yeah, I also went and bought tamales from, we have a store here called HEB Central Market, and they have some really good chicken and I think it's chicken and chili tamales. So yeah, I do eat meat every now and then. I do. And those tamales are just so good that I had to get some. And then I wanted some from my favorite restaurant, Paloma, but I missed my deadline to order those. So the next best thing was to get them at HEB Central Market. We call it the Gucci HEB here because it's like in one of the prestigious neighborhoods of San Antonio. So yeah, that's what we do. We had gotten sick. You got sick from the Cornish hens? Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. You got to be careful when you're cooking stuff like, the chicken and the hens and the turkeys and all that stuff. You just need to be very careful. But just got to be kind of careful with meat, period, these days. Yeah. So, any traditional foods that you guys always have with your Christmas meals? Like I know dressing is usually something that we always have, or my mom's baked mac and cheese. She makes a good baked mac and cheese, so we usually have that. With I don't know, did we have that for Thanksgiving? I don't remember because for Thanksgiving, like I said, my whole extended family got together, and so it was kind of like a big potluck thing. Different people were um, in charge of bringing different things. So potato salad, you're not putting raisins in that potato salad. What is that joke that was going all around Facebook one time about somebody putting raisins or something like that in potato salad? Collard greens. So my mom made two kinds of greens. I think there were collards, and then she had turnip greens. Now I like greens, but I don't think I've ever had turnip greens before, and I'm a picky eater. So she was asking me, do I want to eat the turnip greens? And I was like, do they taste like turnips? And because if so, I don't want them. So I went ahead and just ate the collards because I know me and I'm too picky. I've heard that somewhere. I think that's pretty disgusting. Now I've seen where like you put like dried cranberries and some things, and that's pretty good. But yeah, but I love collard greens. Sometimes, and my mom hasn't done this in a long time, but sometimes she will mix the collard greens in with cabbage. I don't know if you guys have ever had that. That's really good because actually some of my favorite vegetables are the leafy vegetables. I like the collard greens, the mustard greens, spinach. And people think that's weird that I like spinach because I am a picky eater, but I love spinach. And so I like when she combines those for our holiday meals. So you do that as well? Yes. And kale. Oh, yes. Yes. I love the leafy greens. I don't know. Call me a rabbit. I love the leafy greens. Um, any traditional holiday desserts that you guys like to make? We haven't done like cookies in a long time. We used to do that a lot when we were kids, like making like sugar cookies and stuff like that. Um, it's time consuming when you make the sugar cookie dough that has to be refrigerated and then rolled out, and then you use the cookie cutters and you cut it out and all that stuff. I haven't done that in a long, long time. But I really like snickerdoodles, but I haven't made those in a while. Um, yeah, collards, cabbage, and kale together. That's gotta be amazing. Um, but yeah, otherwise we don't really have like any traditional desserts. My mother used to make bread pudding a lot, and she hasn't done that in a while. And I don't know if you guys saw my post on Instagram Sunday, I think it was. I went to this restaurant for brunch, and they had a bread pudding French toast. Soon as I saw it on the menu, I knew I had to have it. I saw bread pudding French toast, and I knew I had to have it. So, yeah, my mom hasn't made bread pudding for the holidays in a while. Um, Another thing that she used to, we make what we call a bubba cake. It is I'm sure you guys have probably heard of a socket to me cake. And my mother makes a socket to me cake, but she doesn't put the traditional like streusel filling in it. And the reason we call it a bubba cake is when my grandfather was alive and he would come and visit, he always wanted that cake. And he liked to eat it nice and warm out of the oven. And so that's what we call it. Like the family just calls it a bubba cake. Bubba, Bubba, because that's what we call my grandfather, Bubba. So we called it a Bubba cake, and it's really a socket to me cake. Um, Traditional collards, cornbread, or corn, sweet potatoes, mac and cheese, chicken. I've seen a recipe for what they call a Kentucky butter cake, and I've wanted to try it. And it has like this little like syrup that you make and you pour over it. Oh, just but I have never tried it. I need to make it and try that. Definitely. Sweet potatoes. I was saying this on one of my lives before. I don't like sweet potatoes. I don't like them. I will not eat them with a box. I will not eat them in a box. I will not eat them Sam I am. And so I think my mother scarred me with those because when we were younger, she a lot of times would give us the sweet potatoes that were in the can, and they're very fibrous. And like I said, I'm a picky eater, and a lot of the reason I'm picky is because of textures. I'm real particular about textures, and so she would give us those things, and I hated them. And so, like now that we're older, like my younger brother loves sweet potatoes, and he likes to get the fresh sweet potatoes and bake them in the oven, and he gets mad because he'll always try to get me to try them, and he's like, they're not like they were when we were kids. I don't want them. But I have tried sweet potatoes raw, like as a sweet potato kind of chip, and that wasn't so bad. So it's just really a texture thing for me. Red Velvet and 7 Up. Yeah. Yes, the string is nasty. See, I'm not the only one. Hey, Barbara, Merry Christmas. Okay, so red velvet cake. A lot of people love red velvet cake. Now, I am my religion is 7 Day Adventists, and 7 Day Adventists don't promote eating chocolate and having caffeine or eating meat and things like that. So they're all about a healthy diet. I've tried giving up chocolate and it just ain't it. I can't do it. But what I found was interesting is that they were coming to church with these red velvet cakes, and I was like, why are they having red velvet cake? They didn't realize red velvet cake was chocolate cake. And I was like, y'all do know that's devil's food cake. It's chocolate cake. No, it's not. It's red velvet. No, that's just the food coloring. It's still chocolate cake. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of red velvet, but I do love 7-Up cake. And now that you mentioned 7-Up cake, I think I'm gonna beg my brother to make one because we haven't had 7-Up cake in a long time. So you make a red velvet with a German chocolate instead of a devil's food because that might actually taste better. I think it's just the devil's food chocolate that I'm really not a big fan of. It seems drier than most other types of chocolate. I don't know. It could just be me. My aunt makes the best candy yams. I've tried to do that too. The way my brother eats his is he puts butter, I want to say butter and maple syrup, and he will grate like fresh nutmeg, and it looks good and it smells good, but I just can't do it. The velvet comes from the vinegar and the red is cream cheese frosting. Okay. Maybe I just had really bad red velvet cake and that's why I just don't like it. Maybe I just need to have one that's really good and moist. Yep. Because there's nothing worse than a dry piece of cake. Ugh. I don't like dry cake. I love my pastries, as you guys may know by now, and so I like them to be nice and moist. So, yeah, I know a lot of people do red velvet a lot for the holidays. Yeah, yeah, I need to try a nice moist one. Any of you guys ever do those, what do you call them? Spritzer cookies? Is that what they're called? Like kind of like you have the like little press thing and they press them out. Looks kind of like a stamp. I think we used to make those when we were a kid. I could quite believe that my mom had one of those things, but that's something that's time consuming. I watched someone's Insta story today and they made a lot of them. Like her and her family made tons of those and those other like pressed like kind of waffle looking cookies. Her and her family made tons of them. I was like, "Ooh, that must really be tradition for them because they went there with it." Well, I got you whenever you're here in Maryland or in Santa. Yeah, right. Yes, ma'am. Because I would like to enjoy red velvet because I see so many people enjoy it, but I just think I just got a hold to some that was just not very good, and that just kind of ruined it for me. Because I'm one of those people. Once I had something that's really nasty, I'm very reluctant to kind of try it again because I don't want it to be horrible again. Um, but yeah, do any of you do like any traditional like holiday games or anything like that? I don't think we've ever really done anything like that with my family either. But, like I said, we used to have the extended family gatherings and, have the music going, the old school R&B, and the blues, because my grandmother loved her some blues. Um, so yeah, when we had our Thanksgiving meal, they were playing the music and her favorite song came on, Down Home Blues. Oh man, we all just started thinking about her. But that was one thing that's really consistent in almost all of our extended family gatherings is playing the old school R&B and the blues music, but not really anything as far as games are concerned. So, yeah, dominoes and spades. It's not a gathering if there's not dominoes and spades. Now, my uncle, I learned how to play dominoes from him when I was a kid, and I think I'm pretty good. I don't play it all the time, but I'm pretty good. when um, we had our 25th high school class reunion in June. And so I was there, and like the last day of our reunion, we had like a picnic, and some of the guys were playing dominoes, and I was like, you know what, I would join in, but I don't want to hurt y'all's little ego, so I'm just not gonna play. Because I really would have whipped them. And numbers is my thing, so I'm already counting ahead when it comes to the dominoes. I'm supposed to be chocolate chip. Oh yeah, chocolate chip cookies are one of my favorites. It, they're not hard to they're not easy to mess up, but some people still can mess them up. I like them a little crunchy on the outside, nice and tender on the inside. That's like the best kind of cookie to me. But yeah, those are usually made a lot for the holidays. But I think most people make sugar cookies for the holidays. That's something I need to do with my godson before he gets too old and thinks that I'm treating him like a baby, is to try and make some of the traditional sugar cookies. The ones that I was talking about that are kind of time consuming, where you're getting the dough and you're rolling it out or refrigerating it and all that stuff. So that's something I need to try with him before he's like gets in his teenage years and don't want to be bothered with me like that. So those of you that have children, um, what things do you like to do with them for the holidays? Because I don't really have a kid. My godson pretty much is my kid. But most of the time he's with me for the holidays, or sometimes he might be with his mom. But like I said, right now he's having a good time because he didn't even bother to call me today and wish me a Merry Christmas or anything. But that it's okay. Yeah, I don't understand how people mess up chocolate chip cookies either. But they do. One thing I do not like is when people make cookies from cake mix. No. I'd rather you go buy a roll of Pillsbury cookie dough or something like that and use some refrigerated dough as opposed to using cake mix for a cookie. I don't like cake mix cookies. I like cake mix cakes. And either we're going to make some homemade cookie dough or we're going to get some refrigerated cookie dough. So one or the other, something to that nature. So you have to work today, Barbara? Well, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I'm not going to keep you ladies on here much longer. I still haven't eaten any dinner today. I ate leftovers from my mom. Oh, overtime. Oh, okay. Making that money. I understand that. But yeah, I ate leftovers from the other day earlier, but I don't know what I'm going to eat for dinner. And everything's closed today. So I don't know what I'm going to eat. But I had to figure that out because we ate Christmas dinner early on Sunday. We didn't really think about what we were going to have to eat today. So yeah, and I definitely, as much as I love my dad's brisket, I don't want any more of it today. I had some earlier, and I don't want any more of it today. So we got to figure out what's gonna be for dinner. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I just want to see and talk to you guys about holidays, and if any of you are right now missing anyone um, for the holidays, just I know it's hard. I mean, I know that personally, it's hard when you lose people, but what I found is it makes it easier when you just think about all the good times that you had with them, and just be grateful for all those good times that you had with them. Taking pictures with Santa. Yeah, I haven't done that since I was a kid either. But I just want you guys to remember the true meaning for the season. And like I said, if you haven't heard those two songs that I spoke of earlier, definitely go check them out. The first song that I mentioned was A Baby Changes Everything by Faith Hill. And then the other song was Jesus Born on This Day by Mariah Carey. I love those two songs. I love the meaning and the message behind them. And that one by Faith Hill, I mean, it is a powerful story, the birth of Jesus, and she tells it so well in that song. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, and you guys have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I will catch you guys back in my next video or in my next live. And I hope to see you again next Tuesday for Tuesday Talks. And so, what I'll probably go do on Instagram in the next couple of days is take a poll and see what you guys would like to talk about on these Tuesday Talks. I'm really enjoying doing this, and I want to keep it going. And I want us to just start having some really nice in-depth conversations. And I don't want it all to be about the subject that I pick. I want you guys to have some insight on that as well. So I will catch you guys the next time. And you know what to do before you leave. Go ahead and slay. Be sure to subscribe, like, and accept the alerts. And I will see you guys next time. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.